is going on? Welcome to episode 101 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, player 2. Eric, what's up, man?
How's it going? What up, NPC fam? It is your boy, your hero, 80.
Player 3, Crawler, what's up, dude?
Yo, yo, yo. We got E3. Fun times.
Oh, so much good stuff. Well,
was it fun times though? Was it? We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, hey, if you want to get yourself a free book from Audible and find something that will make you happy when you listen to it, go to audibletrial.com/NPC. There you can get a book of your choice. If you end up signing up, it helps support this show. So, hey, thank you for that. The chair I'm sitting in is from OP Seat. Go to opseat.com. I believe the summer sale still going strong. You can save $50 off of every chair and an additional $10 by using my coupon code N64Josh. They also have desks now that look pretty sweet. So check it out, opseat.com. All right, we got a couple announcements.
Hey, listen.
There she is. I had to push the button twice. Hey, we do this show live Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, twitch.tv/N64Josh, Super Nintendo Dad, Kirby Geek, Mr. Cool Red Luigi, MJ, Cut Eye, anybody else that's hanging out, Yickum, Pudding. What's going on, everybody? We're glad you're here. Anybody that's just lurking, thank you so much. It has been a crazy long day. A lot of fun stuff. Tournaments and whatnot. So, you know, it's been good. Thanks for everybody who's hung out. It's been crazy. Hey, I'm giving away a $20 Amazon card. You can check out my Twitter at N64Josh for the details on that. We got gamers and carts getting interviewed on Monday nights, 6 p.m. Twitch.tv/N64Josh. Come hang out for that. And First Look Fridays is happening every Friday where we look at some new releases on the Switch, whether it be indies or new titles, whatever it is. That's at twitch.tv/N64Josh. I think we got a couple like games to talk about. Just a few. All right. You guys play any new games over the past few days for our reviews and impressions time? Crawler, you got anything?
I'm trying to think. I mean, we can go back. It says on our show notes, I think it's from last week, but Mario Aces. I had a fun time. I put a few 20 hours into the game, a little bit on the demo week, but I had fun with that. I'm hoping the stuff we did gets better. But I did pick up Sushi Striker. I've been having fun with that. Kind of just the over the topness of the anime is fun and entertaining. The gameplay is, I think, could be a little bit better on Switch. I mean, I'm wondering if I have like an iPad stylus somewhere in my house that I might try to dig out and see if that works for just a little bit tighter controls with that. But I haven't tried Sushi Strikers with the I think there's an assist mode that makes it a little bit easier to have a starting plate be better for linking up, because when I do come out of a linking of the plates, it sometimes is difficult to land on the plate that you see all of the sushi going by that you could link, and you can't land on a good plate to start that combo. So maybe that assist mode can help out a little bit, but I'm having lots of fun with that. And other than that, there's lots of new stuff that's going to be coming out today and tomorrow. So we got that to talk about. Yeah,
for sure. Eric, you play anything last week?
I did. I would like to formally apologize. No, that's not true. I don't want to apologize. I'd like to half apologize, or at least extend I was wrong about one piece of something. I picked up Shaq Fu for free as promised. It wasn't really free because I had to play their horrible junk game to get it for free. So Saber Interactive, we know you're listening. Hey, I was wrong. The game is surprisingly good. It is an extreme parody. It's the gameplay's tight. The voice acting is fine. The music's all original. I have no complaints about the game. $40 for physical might be a little steep. I would say wait till it goes on sale. But $20, it's not a bad title to pick up. I'm going to say it's what's a color in between a green and a red? What would that color be?
I don't know. Like burnt orange.
It's a burnt orange shell, guys. It is a burnt orange shell. It is worth your time. It's a fun beat 'em up. It has nothing to do with sports ball. So if that's not your thing, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I got an amendment to your shell system. You can have one green shell, 3 green shells, 1 red shell, 3 red shells, and then you got your blue shell.
Okay. That's
so
confusing.
Would you rate it three green shells?
Yeah, it's right on the cusp of being a red shell. So the red shell is just a must buy game, but not a legendary perfect title or anything. So that's reserved for the blue shells. Is my thought.
I heard they made fun of themselves a little bit in the game,
big time. And I don't. It's a story driven game, but like immediately it talks about Shaq in this game is born a Chinese, like ancient Chinese. It's like, well, that's just not true. So, and he's Shaq the entire time. So it's very comical. I definitely recommend picking it up. If you find it on sale, it's worth nabbing. So.
And he voice acted in it, right?
He did. And he did the raps for it. So like the music is Shaq. He does voice acting in it. Yeah, it's fun. I'm surprised. I was wrong about that piece. Everybody listen. This is important. Don't buy NBA Playgrounds 2 until we get some reviews and confirmation the game isn't garbage.
Don't buy it until Eric buys it and gives it a shell rating.
You're going to be waiting a long time, everybody.
Somebody in the chat said yellow shells, which, I mean, Super Mario Brothers. So Super Mario World. You got yellow shells, so we can add that in there maybe if you need another middle ground. So
that was so obvious.
Right. So Sushi Striker, I played it. I've enjoyed it. I would say overall it's probably a 7 out of 10 Power Gloves. Not like super amazing. Everybody go and buy this. It's a puzzle game. The multiplayer is locked behind the single player. So I was a little frustrated by that, but I am kind of working my way through it. The story is really funny. The graphics are really good. You can tell it's made for a game that uses a stylus, right? Or a system that uses a stylus. And so that is there. Not a terrible game, not a great game, but a fun game. If you're looking for a puzzler, I say check it out. 7 out of 10 Power Gloves. West of Loathing, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 Power Gloves. The writing is hilarious. The graphics are super corny, but they really knocked it out of the park. If you're looking for just a like tongue-in-cheek, goofy RPG, go check out West of Loathing. And then One Strike went from like a 2 Power Gloves to like an 8 Power Gloves once I sat and played it a little bit more. Now, it's a $5 game that you basically have like just a handful of moves. You have an attack, a dodge, and a block. And you get one hit, and your opponent gets one hit. That's one strike. That's what it's called. So, really fun party game. Kind of fun to play through by yourself. If you have 5 minutes to kill, it's one of those kind of pick up and play games just real quick. And so giving that one an 8 out of 10 Power Gloves. Those are both in the eShop. All 3 of them are. Sushi Striker you can get physical. So there you go. There's
Josh on one strike. Was there the ability to change like the computer's level a little bit, or is it kind of just a basic kind of? It is what it is.
No, there's
because
multiple,
it's one strike.
There's multiple modes. So you have you can do one life, where you have to try to play through every computer player on one life, and you can set that to easy, medium, or hard before you start. And so that's kind of cool. I haven't done that yet. So again, it's one of those things that could take a little bit of time. You get some money out of it that way, get some value out of it. Each character, the pixel art's gorgeous. Like the wheat or whatever just kind of blows in the wind. It looks really cool. The grass. Sometimes it's snowing. Like they just did a really good job with these graphics, and I would say check it out. At least go watch my first look on it so you can see what it looks like, because it's not a bad game at all. So pretty good stuff. Well, hey, today was E3, Nintendo's press conference. So I think we're gonna jump into the news. Okay, well, we are going to kind of just go line by line through the direct. And then for our talking points, we're going to really get into kind of our thoughts and how we liked it, how much we didn't like it, that kind of stuff. So I kind of want to just get quick, like, what'd you think of this game? And then we'll go past it, and then we'll dig into this thing after we go through the initial breakdown. So first game, this thing started off with these giant mechs attacking each other, fighting. Looks really cool. I was like, yeah, sign me up. The game's called like DAEMON MACHINA or something like that. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but something like that. DAEMON X MACHINA, I guess. I don't know. That word always throws me off. I've never heard it. I don't know the actual way to pronounce it. So, what'd you guys think? Crawler, as soon as you saw that, what'd you think?
Gundam is kind of what I thought when I saw it. I think I typed that in chat a little bit when we were watching it. I mean, it looks very stylized. It looks fun. I mean, I feel like if I remember right, it was at the very beginning, but I feel like there wasn't a whole lot of dialogue there with it. I think it was subtitled, and I mean, it looks interesting, but we'll see.
Eric, how about you?
I stopped my stream and then double checked, and like, this is the US's biggest game show of the year. Why is this in Japanese? Did I screw something up? I thought maybe I was on the wrong channel. But once I figured out, like, oh no, it's just Nintendo doing Nintendo. The game looks cool. I'm curious if there's going to be any English in it or not. We'll see. I suspect there would be, right?
I would think so.
Maybe.
So.
I mean, yeah, you can play Xenoblade with all Japanese and subtitles. So
yeah, if you want to. Real quick side note there, we were talking about One Strike. FCD_3 said One Strike is 50% off if you have Astro Bears, which a lot of people picked up when Eric said it was $1. So
you're welcome, internet.
There you go. For a total of $3.50. Looks like you'd be
Party Game Central.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So Eric, the next thing was Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna DLC coming out. Hype levels were over 5,000. Looks like it's going to be telling the story that you learn about while you're playing through Xenoblade 2, like the kind of the backstory. What'd you think?
It looks cool. The game is worth getting more into. So yeah, I still need to go back and finish the game. It's going to happen at some point, but I understand why it exists. I'm happy for people who are really hyped about it. I'm nowhere near needing DLC for that game yet, so I'm in the minority.
Crawler?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had heard about this. I don't remember if it was data mined or if it was teased, but I had heard something about like what the full, like, because we've been getting just spoon-fed little pieces of DLC for the last 6 months since Xenoblade came out. I had heard about what I think it was data mined, the big chunk of what it was going to be, and it was going to be in September. But the story, I think, is supposed to be about Adam and kind of the Aegis Wars, which we saw in the trailer. But so yeah, I mean, it's a lot of familiar blades that we have in the regular story that you'll get to use and play as and be Adam, which is kind of Mithra's original driver in the story. So it'll be interesting, and it looks like Nintendo's kind of putting out a quote unquote gold edition, kind of like what Ubisoft does, where it's going to have the DLC included, it looks like, but it's still a physical cart for Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Let me buy the collector's edition, then buy the digital DLC, then go ahead and release a gold version with a really cool cover. Appreciate that. Love you. Smooches. Yeah, I'm super hyped. Super hyped. Next thing they talked about was Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. They also got into the Pokéball Plus. Crawler, you got younger kids. Are you stoked for this one?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I put my pre-order in today, but the biggest thing that I was on the fence a little bit about the Pokeball, but probably going to get it anyway. But then I saw that there's a combo pack that they have that sell both the game and the Pokeball. But the big thing, the tipping thing was they're giving you Mew inside the Pokeball when you buy it. So
he's so cute too. All the pictures. Mew's so cute.
And he'll growl at you if you shake it on your way home. Apparently, is what they want you to do. They want you to take it out and start playing with it right away.
Yeah, you'll hand it to your kids in the back of the car. Like, stop shaking it for the love.
Don't ruin the box.
Yeah. Eric, I know you've got pre-ordered both of them, right?
Well, yeah, but you still need to keep the box nice.
Oh, that's true. That's true. The game is probably not going to be for me. I do think graphically it looks pretty cool. I don't think there's going to be enough depth for me to be that interested. But that Pokeball, I can't help but think, man, that thing's so neat. But I'm hoping that the Pokeball plays a role in the next Pokemon that I do have more interest in. And I assume it will. I'm guessing they're not going to just bail on it yet because they've must have researched and developed this enough to get it going. But yeah, Pokeball's cool. The game looks good. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Well, they said it has
Dark Souls will be out by then, so somebody will beat Dark Souls with the Pokeball Plus.
Well, that's the question. Is there any way we can configure two of them so you can have dual joysticks?
If you want to spend $100, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't, but I need to buy another Switch anyways to play a game, so might as well. Might as well get 2 Switches and 17 Pokeballs.
Well, hey, they did say that this will have improved or better or different vibration HD rumble than the current Joy-Cons. So we know how much you love it when stuff shakes out of control. It sounds like there's a likelihood this might blow your fingernails off if you're holding it too tightly the way it shakes.
The Joy-Cons are too ridiculous with their rumble. They need to tone it back. It's out of control. My left Joy-Con sounds like a turbojet taking off.
A turbojet.
DK is off the chain, I think you said, with the HD Rumble. Golf Story. If I play Golf Story in bed next to my sleeping wife, that'll wake her up.
Mm-hmm. There's no point. You can't get headphones for Rumble, so it's like, what do? It's so loud.
Well, the one thing that's cool with the Rumble, though, is the Labo. You can actually play the piano, and the vibration changes the tone, which is pretty crazy. But just a quick side note, Limited Run Games is releasing Golf Story physical coming out in September, I believe. I don't have it in front of me, but I think that's the date. So as well as 7 other Switch games. So there you go.
Celeste has
Rip Josh's wallet.
Celeste has to be one. I mean, it must.
Yeah, I hope so.
Golf Story is phenomenal too. If you haven't picked up Golf Story, just buy the physical. Just do it. You'll like the game. I guarantee it.
Yep.
So the next game here was the surprise of the show for me. Not necessarily the surprise I was hoping, but still glad that we got, especially since my recent interest in playing this game on DS, and that is Super Mario Party. Some of the things that we got to see them do is they took 2 Switches and they put them they configured their map based on how the Switches were laying on a table with no Joy-Cons connected. And this was technology that was patented. Thanks, Super Nintendo, for reminding us. Patented a few months back, where they kind of showed where you were swiping between 2 screens. They also showed 2 Switches in tabletop mode where they were playing baseball 2-on-2. Not real sure how that all plays out. looked like a fairly standard Mario Party game. If you wanted to just play the game, you ran around the board, you hit your dice, and then it showed quite a few mini games. It looked like a fairly complete package. I feel like if Nintendo's listening, like they have been with games like Mario Tennis Aces, and from what we saw of Smash, that this could finally be a Mario Party game that people are happy about. Hey, what'd you think? I'm scared to ask.
No, you shouldn't be scared. This was probably the gem for me of the entire show. However, I want it to have online.
It does.
It does.
Does it?
It does.
Yes.
Okay, well then it's the ultimate game, and we're good. We're good, Nintendo. It's basically what everyone wanted in a Mario Party with the addition of online. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, and to clarify a little bit too, when you configure those switches that are laying down flat, they showed like two tanks driving, or all four tanks driving around and driving from one switch to the other, or shooting across, I guess. Anyway, I recommend checking the video out. I will have a link, or it will be embedded in the show notes, the entire direct. So you'll be able to check it out. Crawler, what'd you think of Mario Party?
I mean, big surprise, and I mean, I think it was on everyone's hopeful, like the wish list, but was not really, especially for it to come out in October, which I think is right. October.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
The 5th,
to be so soon, it was a happy surprise. And yeah, the local multiplayer with either single, I'm assuming you can probably play this multiple ways, either single switch with multiple Joy-Cons detached in tabletop mode, or on your TV docked with Pro Controller, and probably some of the mini games are going to require Joy-Con, going back to Wiimote days kind of style. But then also you have this local multiplayer where you're probably system linking your switches for that baseball and the tabletop. It looked like to activate that game mode for the hide and seek tank shootout that they had, they swiped across it to activate the switches, recognizing where they are in the playfield. So I mean, it looks really cool.
One thing about past Mario parties on the DS, in the DS family anyway, and I want to say going all the way back to the actual DS, not even just the 3DS, but for sure the 3DS games, the best thing about those games is you only need one cart to play with up to 4 DSs. And I don't feel like that's going to happen. I don't feel like unless they do some kind of an update, I think you're buying 2 copies of the game, or 4 copies of the game, depending on how you want to play, Isn't there one game somewhere in the Switch library that does a game share? Off the top of my head, I don't know of one, but there could be some indie.
I think there might be something out there with that precedent set, but I mean, you never know. I mean, if some of the games can be utilized to be that much more fun and interesting with another Switch, then hopefully it can just be like, do you maybe for this game only, like where it says pick up a nunchuck for some of the old Wii games. I mean, maybe it's like, do you have a second Switch available for this game, and it can just link it at that time? That would be really cool.
Yeah, the DS even did it with games like Mario Kart, so there was a handful of games. Now, you don't have the option to play the DS docked, which is probably why we won't see this implemented, but who knows? With that, those modes they were talking about, it might be nice because the other thing, the way it could work, if you guys come over, neither of you have it, you download Play, you like it so much that you go buy it. You know what I mean? That may end up being the way they think about it too. So it's just hard to say. But anyway, Fire Emblem 3 Houses got delayed, so everybody was sad about that. I thought that was the December game myself. I thought it looked really cool. I really liked the change in the graphics from the last one I played was Awakening. I liked the way it looked on the Switch. Crawler, what'd you think?
I've never played a Fire Emblem game. I'm becoming more of a fan based on just learning about the characters in Smash a little bit, and it looked interesting. It looks like something I at least will take a look at and try out. I don't know if I'll purchase it right off the bat, but definitely take a look at it.
Eric, how about you?
I'm in the exact same boat. Haven't played one. It looks interesting, so I need to see more. I'm not sure if it's a game for me. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I mean, it's I don't even know the exact. It's a strategy game. I don't know the exact style of game it is. Because it's not necessarily it's not really an RTS. It's more like a turn-based strategy. But for what I played with Waking, I really enjoyed. I just I got stuck somewhere that I couldn't figure out, and I think it was because I didn't read how to do what I needed to do.
Shocking!
I know, we're all shocked.
Josh didn't read.
Tweet at me.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, Josh writing a book but can't read.
Strategy RPG is what Kirby said. So there you go. The next is Fortnite. We do have some talking points about that a little bit later. I've played it. Plays okay. Doesn't play quite as well as it does on the Xbox One. I mean, how could we expect that? But still pretty fun nonetheless. Starting to slowly get the hang of it. Crawler, I know you've played. What'd you think?
Yeah, I hopped in. I mean, I don't have a ton of experience playing it on my Xbox, but it appeared to be the same. I mean, I enjoy anymore the feeling of my Switch Pro controller almost over my Xbox Pro controller, just because the joysticks have loosened up so much on my Xbox controller. But it was fun. It felt tight. I'm sure somebody will put out a comparison video here shortly with PC, Xbox, all that kind of stuff. But the draw distance, which I think is what people were concerned about probably the most, like sniping and how far out you can see, I didn't see any kind of hiccup with that at all. I mean, everyone, I think the default matchmaking on Switch was with Switch players only. And so everyone was running around looking at the ground, trying to build all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, the skill level wasn't that high that we were kind of experiencing, but it was definitely fun. And there's definitely more talking points that we have later on. So for good and bad, but definitely more talking points.
So real quick, talking about, people not really know what they're doing. I could see there was a person trying to figure out how to build. They were just standing still and then kind of spinning. And I pulled out the hunting rifle and just like one shot, headshot, was like, oh, I like this. Eric, you haven't probably had a chance to try it yet. You'll probably dive into it.
I haven't. Yeah. I plan on playing it soon, but I think we all pretty much knew this was coming for a while. It seemed like a no-brainer, so I'm glad it's here. We'll talk more soon because I have a gripe, a major gripe.
Yeah. Overcooked 2 looks really fun. I love the first game. Played it like on the couch with family. I've said that on here before. Really, really fun game. This one has online, which is an added bonus, especially if you use some kind of voice chat, so that you can yell at each other and ruin each other's ruin friendships. So, Eric, what'd you think of this one?
I passed on the first Overcooked because I don't know any people in real life, so I'd just be playing solo. Overcooked 2, however, I'll probably end up picking up because I wanted to play the first Overcooked, but playing by yourself is not going to be as fun. So I'm excited. I'm hopeful that we can play and it works well. And chat would be great, and I don't know that it's going to be crucial for this game. It's more fun just because you're going to be yelling at each other. But like, there's no real strategy. All the strategy is going to get thrown out of the window pretty quickly. So
it quickly turns to chaos.
Yeah.
I'm imagining some pretty fun dual streams myself. Just watching
that could be fun.
Scream at me the entire time. Bring me an onion. That's a leg of lamb. I'm sorry.
It's on fire now.
I have to put out the fire in the kitchen.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I bought Overcooked twice already. The first one, once on my Xbox without reading the fine print, realizing that it's couch co-op and my wife won't play with me and my kid isn't old enough yet to play with me for that. But I bought it on Switch just anticipating being able to take it somewhere for like family holiday, that kind of stuff. And I played a little bit of it and it's fun. And when this was announced, I was like, oh, all right, I won't get it. And then at the very end of the trailer, it popped up and said online. I'm like, ugh. All right, now I have to get it because it is such a great game with simple mechanics that is so much fun if you have people to play it with, and being able to be a part of this community like all of us are, just having people in Discord that you can hop on and voice chat with, and also just team up with and get a game going. It'll be super fun.
Yeah, the first thing we did today, speaking of that, is as soon as Fortnite was announced, I was getting messages like, hey, can we get a Fortnite voice chat? So I set up a Fortnite room and 2 Fortnite voice chats. So if you guys have people you want to play with and you want to be able to talk, well, you may not have to use that, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Killer Queen Black was another game. This looked like Joust times Infinity on crack. And wow, I can't wait. Like, this reminds me of a game called iDarb that belongs on the Switch. It's on Xbox. It's by a guy named Mike Micah, who his claim to fame is he turned Pauline into Jumpman and put Jumpman up by Donkey Kong and let his daughter play as Pauline in the original Donkey Kong game. So, but this is like a 5v5 arcade style joust game, I think is what they said. It's either 5v5 or 10v10. I think it was 5v5. And just insane. And it's coming to the Switch first. So Eric, what'd you think when you saw it?
It looks cool. It looks like a lot of fun. Looks like total chaos. I'm on board. These types of games I'm never really great at. But I don't care. I only really get mad if I'm not good at like games I really love, like Rainbow Six. If I'm terrible at it, that upsets me. I am fully resigned to the fact that I will be terrible at Killer Queen Black, but I'm excited because it's a new title. I had never heard of it. We saw the name on one of the leaks, but I had no frame of reference for what that meant. So, anytime we get new stuff, it's really exciting.
Crawler?
Yeah, exactly what you said. I mean, it looks like Joust amped up to 25. I mean, it looks fun. I think I'm trying to remember what I was doing right when that came out. I think I was a little distracted, but I did see the gameplay and I didn't see many of the details. Is it going to have online functionality? Do we know? Or is it just couch co-op? I'm
pretty sure it does, based on the fact that it's 5v5. I mean, I can't remember from the direct, so forgive me. Lots of stuff happened today. Tweet at me if I'm wrong and tell me that I'm an idiot. It's okay. I can take it. But yeah, I thought it looked pretty cool. The next one was Hollow Knight, and we got it's available now, right? And that game's already number 2, right behind Fortnite on the eShop. $14.99. So far, from what I'm hearing,
was it $14.99 or $19.99?
I'm pretty sure it was 14. I think it's $15 flat. I think I have it right here. Hold on.
Cool.
Yeah. So, looks like a really cool platformer. This has been the year of platformers on the Switch. I mean, it started off with Celeste. We've seen things like Lightfall and Shantae and stuff like that. So it just, if you're a platformer, if you're into platformers, it's definitely been your year. What do you think, Eric? You like this one?
Yes. So it's strange because platformers were not my thing. Obviously, growing up, everyone liked Mario, and I did as well. But I've never been a huge platformer fan, and maybe that's just because I've been pampered by great Nintendo platformers. So playing all these other platformers were of less interest. But the Switch is changing me. And also my old age, my reflexes aren't as good. So playing platformers is better than Twitch shooters. So, I'm going to pick this up. I'm excited that it was, out today. I love when they do that. I wish they would do that with everything on Earth.
Right.
So.
Right. And, Kirby says it's $15. So thank you, Oracle.
Yeah. 15 flat.
So Crawler, what'd you think?
I mean, it looks interesting. it's something to add to an incredibly long backlog that I have right now. So it's not a necessity to purchase right off the bat. I might wait for a sale, but it does look interesting and fun. So definitely check it out.
If I do end up picking it up, I will make sure we look at it on this Friday. I just haven't decided yet if I want to pull the trigger because of so many other things that were announced today. We got more Octopath Traveler. Looked really, really good. Like, I love the art style of this game. I can't wait to play it. I'm really looking forward to it. Eric, you're still on board with this one, right?
Every time I see it, I like it more. And the demo drops tomorrow,
Thursday,
and supposedly it transfers to the real game. So that's a cool bonus.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. That'll be on Friday morning. Then we'll be doing that First Look Fridays for sure. Crawler, what you think?
I did double check because I had seen that in the direct, and I tried to double check with chat as it was going through in your chat, Josh, and I don't think anybody else caught it that it was the demo progress would transfer over to the real game. And I saw it in a tweet, and then I went and wanted to double check it before the show here. And Polygon has an article confirming that as well, that anything that you do in the demo that drops on Thursday, that progress transfers over to the full game here when it comes out on July 13th. So I have my pop-up book edition pre-ordered and ready for that, and it'll
nice.
I've played a little bit of the first demo, but definitely now with progress transferring over, it'll definitely be something I put some time into.
If only the first demo transferred to the second demo, and then the second demo transferred to the final game. Then I would be impressed. No, it's super cool. Super cool. Okay, the next thing they did in the video is they went through just a bunch of games, like, really fast, and I'm just going to kind of go off the top of my head some of the ones that I remember. I know we saw Minecraft. I know we saw Survival, the Ark game, Survival. Then we also saw a Minecraft version of that. We saw both versions, I believe, and a handful of other things too. I don't know. There was quite a few games in that. It was out of control. I don't have that list right in front of me. So it really was. They probably showed close to 15 games before they got to the meat and potatoes of the show, which was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. What'd you think, Eric?
Well, I'll start with the good. Solid Snake's in the game. The most important part of this is David Hayter is voicing Snake again. Daddy's home. I don't know what else to say. It should have never been Kiefer Sutherland.
I was hoping
Hideo,
it'd be him
you
again.
screwed up. You ruined Snake for millions of people. I'm so happy that Nintendo brought him back home.
Jack Bauer is Snake.
No, Kiefer is hot garbage.
Okay, what's the that was the good. What's the bad for you?
No. So the game looks really cool. I'm not a huge Smash Brothers fan. I'm terrible at them. I buy them all the time. I continue to play. If I take it online, I'm going to get destroyed. I recognize that, but yeah, I'll pick it up. It looks fun. I love all the characters. When can I talk about my E3 thoughts? Is that next?
That's next.
Okay, I won't get too far. You guys can go ahead and talk because you probably are very happy.
They're all here, all of them, every single one of them, and it's massive roster, and that's exciting.
Yeah, all the stages, all the characters from past games. Some, like, the graphics are better. You can tell it's the same engine, a lot of the same assets from the Wii U game, but it just looks grittier. It has like a nice like almost like a washed out look to it, kind of, but it's intentional, like an Instagram picture.
Yeah. I wonder what filter they're using.
I know it must have been.
I want to get the perfect lighting for my selfie.
I think it was Hefe. Maybe I think that's the one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Overall, it looks faster to me. I don't know, Crawler. Any other thoughts on it, bud?
Well, I like how you say it's a rework. I think we talked about this in chat a little bit, like how it's like the same game, but it's a better physics engine, and they changed some things, and it's kind of. And I think it was Kirby that pointed it out, like, yeah, that's everything that they put into a new game. So, I still stand behind. I feel like it is. I think it's the reason why it feels like it might be a port upgrade kind of thing is because a lot of the things look the same and feel the same because they're giving us everything that was in every game. Mm-hmm. But after watching just the tournament and just the demos that they put out, the game is much faster than it is on Wii U. They added a new mechanic with air dodging. And I think that, and I mean, Link especially. We can talk about this either later today or later this week when we have the Smashcast. But Link, I think, is the biggest change with the whole thing because part of his mechanic on getting back to the stage is drastically different now because he doesn't have a hook shot. So I mean, there's going to be.
Wait, you mean one of the 4 Links doesn't have it, right?
Three. There's 3 Links, but yeah. But yes, I mean I feel like it's the best version because it's all of the versions rolled into one. But it's now kind of I think the GameFAQs leak kind of came true a little bit where it is a marrying of the two between melee speed and Wii U kind of gameplay. So I think it's really fun and interesting, and we gotta wait a really long time.
Yeah, December 7th. Sakurai is the man. He stayed around for the end of the Smash Bros. Invitational 2018, gave Zero his medal and his trophy, and then said, I've got to get on a plane so I can get back to work on this game so it's ready by December 7th. Like, the dude is an animal. He is an animal. And you can, I mean... I would say a lot of companies that have the backlog and the assets that they have with Smash would have charged us for individual packs, and they are literally putting the ultimate package together and saying, here's $60. For $60, here's what you get. The questions we have, is there like a substation emissary or whatever, we don't know about that, but they said you're going to have to play the game to unlock the characters, and you're going to do that in a creative way. That was all they teased. Well, to me, it sounds like it could definitely be something like that.
Yeah, I have to go back and listen to it, but I think they'd even teased the fact that it was only going to be the 8 original Smash characters from 64 at the beginning, and you have to go through and unlock every single other person. So yeah, that's half the fun. Getting that challenger approaching screen in a Smash game is half the fun. I mean, it's what you play for.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to jump into our talking points. If you guys want to hear more about Smash, check out the Smash Bros. Cast later this week on iTunes and Google Play, or live when we record it 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Friday. Eric.
Yeah.
Let the salt flow through you.
So they didn't talk about the Nintendo Online at all, which I thought was a mistake. And I know not everyone wants to hear about something like that at E3, but maybe at a treehouse or something. I feel like they could have talked about more. For them to want me to use this app, they're going to have to fix the app. So I was hoping they would take this time to say, here's the improvements coming to your phone app. They didn't. And then I get some other news that Fortnite has built-in voice chat coming Thursday. All you have to do, get this, guys. All you have to do is plug in a headset to your Switch. That's all you have to do, and it works. Who knew that was even possible? What year is it?
Well, we were wondering how they were going to make the Astros work, and apparently all you have to do is just plug them in.
All you have to do is plug them in. Who knew? I thought like you had to get it blessed by a monk or something, but no, you just plug it in. Crazy. Obviously, we don't know how well that works, but the fact that Fortnite is able to do that, I'm still holding out hope that Nintendo is going to bail on this phone app at some point, because if they don't improve it, I mean, right now it's a joke. It's a laughing stock. I mean, it really is. Like, if you want to play Payday 2, just don't. Like, that's my best advice to you. Instead of playing Payday 2, just don't do it, because you're going to be playing in total silence.
Maybe the developers will get wind of this now, and they'll start banging down the door of Nintendo saying, "Why can't we do this too?"
Well,
yeah, and I'm guessing Fortnite kind of had the power play on this one. Nintendo wants that game on the console.
Absolutely.
And they probably told them, well, for us to play ball, you're going to let crossplay happen, and you're going to let us do voice chat. And if you want the game on your system, which obviously they did, there you go.
Look, Fortnite made $300 million in April. It's on the Switch. Fortnite makes more money, and Nintendo gets a slice of that pie every time somebody buys E-Bucks or V-Bucks through the eShop. Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So
if you're a Xbox or PC player and you love that game, you might buy a Switch just so you can, mess around on the bus or something.
But Eric, what if I play on PlayStation?
Well, yeah, this is not Nintendo's fault. This is Sony being Sony. Sony doesn't want any cross contamination. They're afraid they're going to pick something up that they can't recover from. So,
good faith.
Yeah, exactly. That's not been surprising, because the same thing happened with Rocket League years ago when it came to Xbox. Finally, the Rocket League devs were like, "We can get crossplay going." Sony's like, "No, we're good." So crossplay works, I believe, with Xbox and Switch now, but also PC. So,
was it Epic a couple months ago? Before, I mean, this was obviously before Switch and all that kind of stuff happened, but was it Epic that just flipped the Switch one day, like for 2 or 3 hours, that they had the control over the PS4 servers and let everyone got to crossplay together for like 2 or 3 hours before Sony got wind of it and shut it down?
Yep. Yeah, that was an accident or whatever they apologized for, but yeah, it's absolutely possible. I, for a long time, thought it was because PlayStation didn't want people to realize PSN is way worse than Xbox Live. I don't know if that's still the case, but that was my thought back then. So, let's go further into the E3 thoughts. I loved the surprise Super Mario Party. That was awesome. No love for Luigi again. Shocking. Sometimes sidekicks need some love. A little bit of love. Guys.
He's 3D in the new Mansion game, the remake. It does have 3D. Yeah. It says it on the case.
Neat.
Speaking of sidekicks,
get
though.
This. Hold on. I got a good one. I got a really good one. Luigi gets 3D about the same time Nintendo decides to abandon 3D and push hard on the 2DS. What are the odds? Got
to dig out that 3DS and make sure you have it still. Collector's item now.
Jeez.
Well, they're probably going to sell a special edition 3DS just for this Luigi's Mansion.
Maybe it'll have both of them in it then. You'll get the Dark Moon and Luigi's Mansion.
I like where
I'd be okay with that.
But speaking of sidekicks, real quick, your favorite person is still relegated to an assist trophy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Especially after we got Daisy, I thought for sure we were going to get Waluigi, but no.
That was surprising. I don't know why they wouldn't. He's in sports games, but he's not allowed to fight. Maybe he's too OP. I don't know.
Kirby's just excited she can kill Waluigi now because you can kill assist trophies.
So maybe Waluigi's just too OP, and they're like, "Oh, this isn't. We can't." I don't know. So for my last major complaint, I personally thought the 40 minutes of Smash was too much. I'm exaggerating. It was 26 minutes. I thought they could have cut that in half and fit in some more. I know Nintendo has said, and they've historically only shown things that are close by. I really liked Microsoft's presentation this year, where it was just awesome game after awesome game. I was hoping Nintendo would throw in a bunch of show me something from Metroid, show me more Yoshi, show me the Pikmin that was told to us was done last year. Show us a teaser for Animal Crossing. I like the teasers. Some people don't get excited by a screenshot or a title. I get that. But I like to know what's on the horizon. It gives me something to look forward to. So, I thought a lot of that Smash could have ended early and saved for the Treehouse afterwards. It's not like everyone would have stopped watching. Anyone who's super interested in Smash was going to continue watching anyways, right?
Yeah. So. I mean, I agree with you. I think Smash, it was a lot, and I feel like it kind of not killed the momentum, but it definitely, it's a tale of two different directs. And I feel like they could have opened big at the very beginning. They could have put out the name. They could have put out the fact that every single character was in it. They could have sprinkled Smash throughout the direct a little bit. Instead, we got a 20. I guess it makes it easier for them to cut the video later to have it just be Smash. But I almost would have enjoyed it being kind of sprinkled throughout. And then some of that stuff could have been saved for Treehouse a little bit later. I watched all day today, and I saw plenty of Smash. But as soon as the direct was over, you saw everyone standing kind of with their mouths open, wondering about Yoshi, which is a game we've seen gameplay for, and everyone, me included, I think a lot of people think it was going to slide into July, August, sometime soon. We still don't have a name. I only saw on Twitter this afternoon that either, I don't know if it was data mined or it popped up on the eShop that it's pushed till next year. So we're not even getting that this year.
Yeah.
And then no Animal Crossing, 2 games that we know about being Prime 4 and Bayonetta 3. No gameplay, not even another logo again or anything.
Right. No Star Fox of any kind.
The Star Fox we got was earlier this, or what was that? Sunday, Monday? I don't know what day.
Monday.
That's interesting. It's a 3D kind of game that you can fly around in, that you can play as Star Fox. So it's interesting. But it's not Star Fox. So,
right.
But yeah, it's just a lot of. I said this in chat earlier today. I think maybe Nintendo thought Smash was just going to overshadow anything else that they put out, and that we might get a direct here shortly after E3. Now that we know that, I think a lot of people thought that Smash was going to be September with online. I know we've been talking about that for the last couple of weeks on the Smash Bros. Cast, pretty much anticipating it coming out hand in hand with the online service. But now we have to wait another 3 months after, probably 2.5 with the time how it's going to launch in the month of September. But still, we're going to have to wait a little bit. So
the weird thing is too, with this huge chunk, and Josh, I know you're itching to talk, so I'll cut myself short here. But with this huge chunk, I suspect they're still going to do a Nintendo Direct focused around Smash. But what's left for them to show us? Is it going to get another Direct in front of its release? You would suspect it's going to, but now I don't know.
I don't know if I want to see any more. We've seen 30 characters and 30 some odd levels.
Well, how long was the Treehouse afterwards? It was a good chunk of time.
We saw Ridley and some stages, and Sakurai played a little bit, and then there was the tournament. So we got a lot of Smash. And there's a lot of footage. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, but I'll let Josh talk for a little bit.
There's a lot to say. So, one, obviously Nintendo wants Smash to move consoles. They know that there is a very healthy Smash scene. Nintendo almost shot themselves in the foot a few years back when it came to the Smash scene and wasn't even going to allow Smash Bros into Evo. And they have since come full circle and are really supporting this community. And Smash even had a huge Ninja was watching the last tournament, brought 94,000 people over in his Twitch channel and watched the last tournament. Like, Smash is going to be a big thing this year, and Nintendo's doubling down on that. Last year at E3, we got to see from Nintendo a whole lot of games because they were in cleanup mode. They were in the Wii U, never had enough stuff, and people were upset about it. They could never put out enough games. I don't know that they could completely predict what year 2 would be, but now we have Octopath. We have, I mean, Overcooked's not a major title, but we're seeing these third parties.
They showed Wolfenstein as well. They did show Wolf.
Yeah, Wolfenstein. I mean, there are so many third-party games on board now that Nintendo would shoot themselves in the foot. They would leave money on the table if they started putting out all these games. Do you think for a second that Yoshi isn't finished? They played that game for at least an hour, if not longer, at last year's E3. The problem is there's no place to put it. At this point, there's no place to put it. They've sold ports throughout the first half of the year and some new games. Kirby was in a great spot. It sold 1 million copies. Yoshi's probably going to fall in that spot next year. What's going to be the system seller next holiday? Probably Pokemon, right? We can hope Animal Crossing. That was my biggest disappointment, is that we didn't see anything about that.
Yeah.
But the place that Nintendo is in now, they can say, look at these digital titles, look at some of these more obscure titles, look at our big game, and then look at our third parties. There's so much to download. I mean, I saw people in chat today. Kirby was like, do you know how much there is to play now? Splatoon said today, Octo expansion out tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Right? The Hollow Knight out today. Fortnite. How are we going to find time to even play all these games?
And so Tennis comes out next week.
Tennis is in, which is another stellar game, and they're marketing that very well with like really great commercials and things like that. So I don't know that, like, I almost feel like Nintendo was trying so hard to make sure that they shored up and were prepared for third parties to not get on board with them. And they want to be on the system now. And so it's like, as Nintendo fans who why do we buy a Switch? To play first party Nintendo games. Why did we buy a Wii U? To play first party Nintendo games? But they've got to make sure that they're spreading this wealth, because they will completely overshadow every third party, and then they will leave.
Right.
Because if Wolfenstein and Pokemon come out on the same day on the Switch, what's going to get bought?
Both. I mean, realistically, what's been happening is both.
Yeah, the economy can handle that right now for sure. But I mean, one of them, Wolfenstein, would still suffer overall. Right. You know, especially with the Pokemon being $100 if you want to get the ball.
Yeah, tell me about it. What's the November title?
Pokemon, November 16th.
Okay, so that's going to be that's going to fill that.
Yeah, so Pokemon's going to be this year and next year in November probably. So
yeah, makes sense.
And putting out like Mario Party still leaves rooms for third parties to come out in October. With that game's not going to cast a massive shadow. Do you think anybody else wants to release next to Smash come December for something on the Switch? No way.
Well, and October's so full as well. I was wondering if Nintendo was even going to try that hard in October, because of not just for people that are Switch only. They won't have a lot to play in October, but anybody else that's a gamer, which anymore, the Switch has become the fun machine for the hardcore gamer as well. And there's everyone's plate is very full in October, because there's Red Dead, there's Battlefield, there's Call of Duty, there's lots of stuff that happens in October.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the other thing, as far as the Fortnite and the voice chat, Fortnite's doing a few things extremely well. The crossplay thing, love it. I have a different friends list on Fortnite than I do on my Switch, and I can probably add as many people as I want to. That alone makes me want to play Fortnite with people more because I don't have to. My friends list is full, which is, I mean, that's a cool problem to have, but it's also irritating when I say, hey, I just want to play with viewers on my stream, but then I can't just open it up to anybody because it's a process of getting people out of the way. So the fact that they're bringing, I mean, they probably just plugged a headset in and went, check 1, 2. Hey, this works, you know, like. So that means, like, for Payday, that's on them. Put an update out for your game on the Switch.
Maybe. We don't know that for sure because Payday asked Nintendo to get them on the app. So I assume that there was something going on there. I assume the power of Fortnite is what brought this.
It could be.
Yeah, and there could be a lot of stuff on the server side of Epic that's powering this.
Maybe Epic is hosting a bunch of it.
Yeah.
So overall, my opinion of the E3 of their presentation, I think it's great. I think we have 2 full days of Treehouse the next 2 days that we're going to get 3DS games. We're going to get more information on some other games. I think there's going to be more. I think we might even see, because there's supposed to be 2 Konami Nintendo games we haven't heard anything about.
I'm very optimistic with the inclusion of Solid Snake. That leads me to believe. And they got David Hayter. The promise is there for me.
Yeah. So
the promise is there.
I would say overall, we'll probably have to. We might even regrade this whole thing again in a couple of weeks. You know, come back to it and talk about the overall show after we get the next 2 days. But I think we still have some stuff to look forward to. So,
how would you rate them? I'd like to hear both of you between just the big 3: Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo.
Go ahead, Crawler.
I mean, I did not see all of Sony's press conference. Full disclosure, I don't have a PlayStation 4. I think from what I heard about the Sony press conference, they definitely dropped the ball at the beginning. I've heard that they showed the games well that they had. For me, Sony wasn't really on my radar that much. So I mean, I was impressed by Xbox's press conference just by the fact that they know what they needed to do, and I feel like they came out and did it. Where people were complaining they don't have games, and so they went game, and they just hit you with an hour and a half of games. I've seen fanboys argue online where people said, "Oh, they need to show games," and then immediately after the press conference, they're like, "Oh, they showed too many games." There's no winning there.
No,
but I think Nintendo had. I mean, honestly, I think almost Xbox, I think, has gotten it down where the stage show is long, but they're moving things along, and they're showing things well. But I think everyone could kind of benefit, I think, from Nintendo's way they deliver their content, where it's just all pre-recorded. There's no filler time in between, or people walking out on stage reading a teleprompter. It's just bang, 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 bang. Especially moving people room to room. I'm looking at you, Sony. But I mean, I would rank, for me personally, honestly, again, I don't have a PlayStation, but for me, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, in that order.
For myself, I think I actually enjoyed all the presentations. I don't have any major gripes with them. Sony did what they did because they can. They're on top right now. They're going to show the games that are phenomenal, that are story driven, that are single player experiences that they do well. And they might show a date, they might not. And they don't have to, because there's consoles selling. They've got Call of Duty in their back pocket. They've got Destiny, which they showed again. I mean, they're not that those games aren't on Xbox, but you didn't see those on the presentation for Xbox. Xbox, I feel like they did what they had to do. They showed games. Hey, we currently have the most powerful system. Cool. Mm-hmm. Here's games for it. Did they come out with the exclusives that everybody's griping they didn't show? No. but their exclusives have kind of fallen from grace. Nobody loves Halo. Nobody really loves Gears like to the extent they did on the 360. And so they have to rebuild those brands, right? And they're going all in on Gears.
Yeah.
I hope it's awesome. Halo, the new engine, looked really cool. And they showed that they are buying companies to give them first party exclusives so that next year we're going to see Xbox showing those titles. They're trying to gain ground back. You know, the other thing is they're doubling down on their Gamer Pass and getting people to sign up for that because they're giving them games like they're taking it's a gamble. They're going to retail's not going to like this. And so, but they're going for it. And then Nintendo said, "Hey, here's our two main games that we're selling this year, Pokemon and Smash. Both have accessories that probably have good profit margins. And those GameCube controllers are probably dirt cheap to make at this point because the technology is so old. And so they're going to double down. They're going to inform and tell people exactly what Smash is so that new people will be interested. Old people that have played Smash but maybe have fallen away, it'll pique their interest again, and they're doubling down on that brand. So as far as rating them, I don't even know that. I feel like they all did what they needed to do in my mind. So
come on, just give us a 1, 2, 3. Just give us a 1, 2, 3.
Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, there. And I mean, that's probably strictly because that's where my allegiance lies, to Nintendo, Xbox, Sony, you know?
Yeah. I went Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony.
And I just got called a fanboy.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. So I thought Microsoft had the best show as far as the total presentation, the total showing games I care about. I was disappointed with Sony's. I love The Last of Us. I'm excited about that, but the video was so long, I had to watch it in 2 chunks, which is just surprising. And so I wasn't a huge fan of Sony's, and then they wasted so much time that they could have been showing games. I liked half of Nintendo's. Again, kind of the same thing. I want more clips than I do like deep dives. That's what the Treehouse is for me. But I do put Nintendo right up there. You know, they're ahead of Sony in my mind on E3, which is really all that matters. You know, a few years ago, this wasn't even a conversation. So the fact that Nintendo's competing at E3, awesome.
Yeah. I mean, Nintendo's going to win the year with Pokemon and Smash. They're going to sell the most consoles this year. I mean, Xbox already hinted at it, and I think PlayStation inadvertently had hinted at it with an executive saying something he shouldn't have said. But they're both already looking at building. Obviously, everyone's looking at building their next console, but they've come out publicly now and said a little bit that they are working on their next console. So I think we might even see a tease at next year's E3 of the future of consoles and where they're going.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's put a bow on this thing. Eric, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at HateZero. You will find me on Discord as much as I can be. Feel free to message me, hit me up, ask me questions. I am as available as I can be.
Crawler, how about you, buddy?
You can also find me in Josh's Discord. We have lots of fun there. We can all play Fortnite together now, so come hit us up. You can also find me on Twitter at Nightcrawler724, which is also my Fortnite handle, I guess, now, officially. So Nightcrawlers without the E. And then you can also check out Josh and me on the Smash Bros. Cast on Fridays.
Guys, you can follow me on Twitter at N64Josh. You can follow the Nintendo Powercast at NPowercast. Show notes for this episode, n64josh.com/NPC101. If you want to email the show, that's npc@n64josh.com. Remember, audibletrial.com/NPC. Get yourself a free book of your choice. Check out Console Wars. It's really good. opseat.com, coupon code N64Josh to save $10. I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/N64Josh. You can sign up, you get an extra show each month. There's other tiers available. Again, like these guys said, come and join the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. We're getting new people all the time. It's a good time to just hang out, talk Nintendo. It's a safe place. We don't put up with anything negative, really. So come hang out. If you've had a bad experience online before, we want to show you that it doesn't have to be bad. So come hang out. Lastly, if you're enjoying this show, you can rate and review on iTunes. I would greatly appreciate it. We're so close to being a 5-star show. You can watch the show on YouTube, you can watch it live on Twitch, and you can listen to it on Podbean, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and TuneIn Radio now. It's another place to be able to find us. So thank you guys so much for watching. Crawler, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. Eric, thank you. I know you've had a crazy day. Thanks for coming and talking Nintendo. And I just hit 12 hours of streaming. What a day. What a day it's been. So guys in chat, we love you. Thank you. We will see you guys later.